Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this time let us discuss about another very important topic. This topic would not be actually liked by many. Like why are you discussing about this topic? Is it like something worth of discussing? Yes. The topic I'm going to talk about is really worth of discussing. It's divorce. So like each and every topic around us has its pros and cons. Like this topic also has its own pros and cons. It's just that we are not ready to openly discuss about it. So when two individuals enter into a marriage, there are like lot of challenges that come along with it. There are a lot of changes which the couple undergo. Like one person would be like ready to adjust to that new life, but the other person would be like taking some time to adjust to that life. So there is nothing wrong in that. But whether the one person is giving space enough to the other person is like very crucial point to be noted. So but in some marriages it would be like, is it really worth of pulling along through this marriage? Like questions would be like arising in the person's mind, like, am I like really missing my individuality in this marriage? Like, is it really worth of pulling this marriage? Like many other questions would be arising in that mind which no one would be knowing. But trying to pull in off a marriage which is like not really worth of is something which is wrong. So when you're trying to pull in off a marriage which is not really worth of, people really face lot of problems. Like they slip into depression, they get addicted to drugs. Lot of things happen in that in their life. But it would not be exactly the other person to be blamed. But in some situations, it would be like, why am I living in this marriage? But there are like situations where two individuals would be like start living together just for the sake of the children or child, whatever it is, they start living together for the child. So such a decision is correct in its part, but it shouldn't be wrong on the other part where living together is good. But one very important thing which both the parents should avoid is having a fight before the child. So one would be like wondering like what would happen to a child if if it's seen the parents fight. It happens in every household. No, in very bad situations, it really affects the mental health of the child. The mental health of the child would be like affected in a manner where you can't even imagine what the child would be undergoing. So I came to this decision where affecting the mental health of the child, it's really worth of fighting where your own child is getting affected because of the fight. The fight could be like any reason. It could be a very stupid reason or it could be a very important reason. But try avoiding a fight between before the child. Let us not really consider the age of the child. The age of the child doesn't matter. But don't fight before the child is one important thing. But every day, most of the day, I come across cases in family court where two individuals, the so called parents, would be fighting for the custody of the child like dogs. Like, I can't give the custody to the mother. Like, I can't give custody to the father. They would be like fighting like hell. That they wouldn't be even, they wouldn't even consider what the child is really undergoing through. The child would be dragged to the court, made before stand before the judge, and they wouldn't even be knowing that I want to be with both the mother and the father. Why should I be with the only the mother or only the father? It would be feel so pity to see the child in such a situation. I'm not telling that you people should not get divorced. You should live together for the child. No, there are like situations where living together anymore would not be possible. But considering the mental health of the child is very important in these situations. Like what the parents should do is try to have a good conversation between the child within the child. Like it's very important to have a conversation. Like, sit before the child, both the parents have a conversation that this is the reason, like we both are separating, but we would be there for you together always. Like, let it be a school report card, or let it be an annual celebration, or let it be a college graduation. Whenever we are required, we both would be together at that point of time, even if we are getting separated. Like, as parents, we would be fulfilling our duty, but we both are getting separated due to a reason which is private between the couple. So we don't want to explain it to the child. But we are getting separated because of this reason. Such a conversation is very important in this modern world, because when they are standing in the court for divorce, if you don't have a child, it's something in a different criteria. But if you are having a child or children in worst scenario, explaining to them why they are getting divorced is very, very, very important. So, bearing a child alone doesn't fulfill the meaning of marriage. Taking care of the child and giving a good upbringing to the child, taking care of the mental health, and whatever the parents, any word that they are using before the child makes an impact on them. So as far as possible, no, not even as far as possible, try to avoid any illegal words or bad words before the child. Don't criticize the other partner. It could be the wife or the husband. Both of them should not criticize each other in any way before the child, because that gives a example to the child that when I get married in the future, I can criticize my partner because my parents did it. So there is nothing wrong in it. Parents set an example of how a marital life can be or how a marital life should not be. It's entirely in the hands of the parents how a child is brought into the society, how he or she is behaving in the society. It all lies in the hands of the parents. Obviously, when a child start moving, going to the school or going for further education, friends, society also plays a role in the upbringing of the child. But the parents have more importance in the upbringing of the child. So hereafter, if you're seeing a person divorced, or he or she is saying that we are going to get divorced, we don't want to live together anymore, kindly don't judge the person, because you can't be judgmental in any situation, because we really don't know what the other person is undergoing through or has undergone through, because a person's life is really personal. We, however close they are to us, we would not be knowing what they are mentally undergoing through. So, judging a person just because he or she is divorced or is going to get divorced is a very bad manner. It can't be considered as good at all. So, don't judge a person. So, I would like to conclude my speech by saying that divorce is only a starting of a good life, or it could be in a whatever the person is undergoing through. But don't anymore think that divorce is something a bad word. So a person is getting divorced. Definitely he or she is not a good person. Definitely he or she is having an extramarital relationship. He or she is having some physical ailment. He or she is having some problem in their body. No, we really don't know what the other person is going through. So, getting divorced doesn't make a person good or bad. So, it all depends on their own personal life, because no one is perfect in this world to judge the other person just because depending on what status they are right now, married, unmarried, divorced, single, doesn't really make a difference. So if so hereafter, divorce is not a bad word. So thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel for more videos.